Hello, and today we're going to be talking about Game 4, San Antonio Spurs versus the Miami Heat. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Sports Broadcast Analysis. I'm Jonathan J. Robinson, and I'll be sharing a few stats and storylines with you as we watch this great simulation of the Heat versus the Spurs at home. So the event or sporting event that I chose was the Spurs versus the Heat at Game 4. What are the storylines coming into the event? The main storyline coming into the event was Kawhi Leonard, small forward for the San Antonio Spurs. In Game 3, he just dropped a crazy career high of 29 points and shot 10 for 13 from the field. He led the Spurs to a victory of 111 to 92. But prior to that, in games 1 and 2 versus the Heat, Kawhi Leonard was barely getting 18 points combined for both games. So no one really expected him to come out and pretty much dominate as he did. It just seemed as if he couldn't miss. Another thing coming into the game was the LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, or also known as the Big Three. People wanted to see how they were going to retaliate from Game 3 going into Game 4, seeing as that Kawhi Leonard was pretty much just dominating. They wanted to see if LeBron would react and what type of changes and switches would they add coming into the game. Um, how did the announcers connect with the audience? The announcers were Mike Breen, Jeff Van Gundy, and Mark Jackson. I think that Jeff Van Gundy brings a sense of controversy to the broadcast. Not always in the worst way, but what he does is he states his opinions, and although some of them may possibly make sense, he sticks by them no matter what he says. But Mark Jackson, on the other hand, brings that sense of realistic and kind of understanding to the game where he breaks down plays. He recently just came from being a coach, and he was prior to that being already a sports analysis. He kind of has some expertise in the field, if I must say. What storylines developed during the game? Well, again, Kawhi Leonard stepped up and showed everyone that he wasn't just having a one-time game, and he really came to play and dominate again. He, if 29 points in Game 3 wasn't enough, in Game 4 he led the Spurs to another victory of 107 to 86, and he gave the team 20 points and 14 rebounds, basically a double-double. And as a team, they shot 57% from the field, which is an outstanding number as a team. Real-time reaction and commentary from social media. I'm new to the social media as far as things such as Twitter, but as of being in this class, it's kind of pushed me to go out and venture more into that field of Twitter, and I'm starting to really like it. So I follow people such as Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, the NBA, ESPN, things like that. And I'm just looking at tweets that people are writing and from fans as well. Peyton Silver Jr. He just put Leonard, jeez, or Kawhi with authority. The best tweet that I saw was actually Deion Sanders talking to Stephen A. Smith, and it says, and I quote, "Man, what's going on with the Heat? They look like the Broncos." And anybody that knows the Broncos from this Super Bowl knows that anything compared to them is pretty much horrific right now. General observations on the event and how they relate to the class thus far. Being in this class has definitely changed my outlook on how may watch a game or even perceive a game. Certain things I just took for granted or just didn't simply care to notice. I notice now. So, for example, using social media to communicate, that's a big thing that I didn't notice from prior to this class because I'm always using social media anyway. But after seeing how people communicated, whether it was live broadcasts and radio and things like that I've learned in the history of sports media, social media plays a huge part in how we communicate. Without things such as Twitter, Instagram, we wouldn't be able to communicate with our favorite players, big fans, coaches, staff, even the team itself. So social media has definitely played a big part on it. Another thing is things such as like marketing, like right there, American Airlines. That's not there just for decoration. That's promotion. So anytime you think of the Miami Heat Stadium, you think of American Airlines Arena, and that's just getting their name out there. That's just more publicity. All in all, I really can't wait until Game 5 to see what happens with this series. I honestly think that the Spurs may lose, but I'm rooting for them still. Appreciate your time. Thank you.